Hello again to all the members of Kendopolis. I hope you guys are doing well. This video right here might be a tactic we'll employ with this series, of course, for Craft Warriors. You guys saw that we created the Sonic the Hedgehog team in last episode. This time, you guys mostly voted for the Avengers in the Quantum Realm suits. What I was saying, though, is that we might kind of do like a 2-episode thing a week, where we have the real kind of just main episode on Sunday, where it's the whole production, the character creations in there, the attacking the bases, and all of the fun stuff that you could do with Craft Warriors. But before that, we could upload on whatever day before then, and just sort of show off before then in a pixel art speed create how each one of these characters were drawn. It'll also serve as like a hype teaser for you to know which characters are going to be coming up in the episode, the full episode on Sunday. So let's see, starting off with Captain America. Now, one thing that we're going to do is we're going to have actually some of these characters will be unhelmeted, I guess, if that makes sense. So like it'll be just Steve Rogers Captain America, just his face. But I'll do another one where he sort of has the typical Captain America helmet costume part. It's not really a helmet, is it? You guys know what I mean. So let's do this now. Okay, so one thing that's gonna be known, I consider myself an artist in typical life, but I have a very specific like kind of art style. And when it comes to pixel characters, pixel art, I think I could do it on like a 2D basis, but trying to make like 3D characters and sculptures and things, I definitely know I'm not gonna be like the best, most detailed, amazing 3D pixel artist. So believe me, I know the comment is gonna come somewhere down the line being like, there's such a better Captain America on the market, or whatever characters we create in the future. Somebody's gonna say it. I realize that. I'm not trying to be like the best. Also, art is subjective, but believe me, I realize it. I also have no time in my life, so it's like, I don't think these are bad. I just think that they're a very specific art style, and they're not gonna be like the realistic art style. But anyway, going along with what I said earlier, here you can see Captain America. This time we've got the helmet, mask, costume part on over the face. At least that's what we're gonna edit, so you'll see sort of what that looks like all as a finished product right here. Now, we can take a lot of the basis for what we've done with creating Captain America here and just sort of copy that model, because a lot of these Quantum Realm suits, they're all pretty much gonna look mostly the same on each of the characters. It's just that some of the characters have a different body type, or like when we get to War Machine, for example, Rhodey's got on like a big Quantum Realm suit. It's all War Machine style. So that'll be where there's a difference. But obviously the main difference is gonna be, of course, that these characters are different characters, and like Thor is one that we can create right here, just after copying our Captain America model, but editing the head, obviously. We don't want Captain America's head there. So for creating Thor, clearly we'll give him the beard and all that, but it's gonna be short-haired Thor. We're gonna hopefully create him as he is seen in Endgame. All these Avengers Endgame characters here, basically. So let's do this. One thing that I was kind of curious about, I don't know if this is confirmed, someone's gonna tell me in the comments, I know it, is that we've given Thor actually now the other eye. So is he gonna have the different colored eye? You know, after Rocket gave him his new eye? We will certainly find out. Someone will tell me. But we've now switched over, of course, to seeing if you start off with one of their female Craft Warriors models. This can also, again, reiterate the process in the same way that we created Captain America, but this time, of course, creating a female character, which is gonna be, we'll start off with Black Widow. Amazing. Check it out.
I've been down the road of twists and turns, always anxious to see what's within. We can look ahead to the point of no return, to the rest of our lives, to the spectacle begin. I've been down the road of twists and turns, always anxious to see what's within. We can look ahead to the point of no return, to the rest of our lives, to the spectacle begin.
Going along along with the female Black Widow model, basically, that we created, we can also then do pixel art and our drawing of Nebula right there. I feel like this is going to make it a little bit more interesting. Sometimes, like, this would happen in Scribblenauts, is just creating sort of generic humans, to me, feels a little bit more boring, or just that we have less that we can do with that, whereas we can get real creative with characters like Nebula or any of the ones that we're about to create now, because, like, Rocket, for instance, is a raccoon. It's like, that's going to look neat. Iron Man with the helmet, War Machine, Ant-Man, that you'll see it. With that same model from Captain America, you can see that we also can just edit the body to be a little bit bigger and make War Machine out of that. Now, I also have a model of Rhodey without the War Machine helmet, so you can see it's kind of what you would imagine, of course, and we can make just a few adjustments as needed to the body of our Craft Warriors character. Made him a little bit bigger than the other ones, though. Obviously, there are boundaries in Craft Warriors, so it's like we can't just do completely what we want, but for the most part, it's pretty powerful. Another really easy edit from Captain America is going to be making Hawkeye. I think I might have slimmed down the arms just a little bit, but essentially most of what we're gonna do is, of course, edit the head and make the hair sort of flipped up on one side, change the eye color and all that, and a little bit of the head shape with each one of these. You know, it's not the exact head shape on every character, because it shouldn't be. They should definitely appear different from each other. Yeah, am I right? Now, from like a War Machine or even Iron Man mask and head, I can sort of transition that here to Ant-Man, and I love the character of Ant-Man, but we're gonna make him basically regular size here. He hasn't gone tiny, or huge, I guess we should say. He hasn't gone quantum yet. So our creation of Ant-Man, I think this is going to turn out pretty cool, but the main thing was like sort of having that one, it's almost like the mouth of the ant mask part of it, you know, so he's got this like gas mask looking helmet and everything. Right there where the mouth is supposed to go, I think that's where we meet a little bit of our challenges with Craft Warriors. You know, compare it to a game like Scribblenauts, which I've created characters in on this channel. When you have like small lines, intricate details and things like that, sometimes you might be able to get them, but if they're really tiny in Craft Warriors, it's gonna be slightly more tough. So again, where the mouth is, there's like some sort of black lines and stuff that normally we'd be able to see, but as a pixel art, sort of 3D art like this, not so much. But that's alright, that's alright. I'm not necessarily saying that we should show off every single design, so like we can keep Iron Man maybe as a secret. You'll be able to see it on the Sunday episode, but I feel that this creation episode right here is all leading to this. One of the characters that I'm most excited for creating in here is gonna be Rocket. So let's see how this turns out, sped up, and all of that.
Master of arms or of machinations is my world status and fascinations. Like I came from comic book imagination. I'm the villainous shadow that rules the nation. It's high school teachers who grade on appearance, and to those who didn't skim on interference. It's those who talk down when they had to look up. And to all of you who made grade school rough, it's in your face if you only criticized. I'd love to hear your album that's better than mine. Now that this reign is all that you'll know, hear maniacal laughter as I stand over the globe. Stand among the shadows and I'm on the edge of time, but it looks like deja vu, so someone must have hit rewind. But the difference in fact is due to royal disaster. The world is a king.
Very cool. I think like with Tails the fox, Big the cat in our last episode for the Sonic characters, the same kind of principle with the tail when you're drawing that applies here in Craft Warriors, and I've seen this a lot with other characters on the market. When you've got a character with a tail like that, you have a very limited kind of boundary to work with, you know, before you hit the wall, quote unquote, the invisible wall boundary. So the game doesn't let you go any farther than that. But check this out, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be awesome. So I really hope that you guys are ready, of course, for our main full episode on Sunday. Again, this was just sort of like, this is almost like a teaser, but it's also an art video. So please be ready, ladies and gentlemen. You'll see what weapons apply to each one of these characters. You'll see the battles, you'll get the commentary, and we've got some new surprises all coming up on Sunday. So I will catch you on that video, and thanks for viewing.
This is time now for you and your team to die. This is time now for you and your squad to die. This is time now for you and your team to die. This is time now for you and your squad to die. This is time now for you and your team to die. This is time now.